Okay. We're
Good
live.
afternoon, everybody. Thanks for zooming in. I know it's not a Zoom meeting. I've been told that 1,000 times, but for whatever it is, glad to see your smiling faces. I'm going to call the meeting to order, and we do have a quorum. Is that correct?
Yes.
We have a quorum. I'm going to immediately, before we get into anything else, declare a conflict that I'm going to have with the application. So I will not be entering into any of the discussion or obviously voting. But I do have something after that. So I am going to ask for the approval of the February 9th minutes.
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. You've got the program financial data, which has not changed since the previous meeting. Is there anything that anybody wants to go over on it or be cleared up, or can we just move on with that? And I don't even think we need to vote to approve it, seeing we've already done that. If not, who is going to make the presentation on the, Jonathan, are you going to make the presentation on the application?
Yes, I will.
Is everybody okay that I stay here, but I just will not have any discussion? Paul, it's kind of...
I'm happy if you leave, Al, and happy if you stay. No, you're fine to stay, I think.
Okay,
I think we actually, in situations like this, though, we had Justin look it up when he was here, and I thought you could even participate in the conversation, but just couldn't vote.
That's what I think so too, but I get...
Yeah, if you want to further isolate yourself, I would probably not participate in the conversation, but
Yes.
no, you're welcome to stay, is my vote anyway.
Okay, Jonathan, it's all yours. And I'm going to let Paul take the motion in the
Okay.
second. If,
Ooh, I got promoted?
Pardon?
I get promoted?
Yep.
All right.
Don't let it go to your head.
Oh, baby. Let's order some lunch. All right, Jonathan.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, everyone, for being here. And I want to first say that I'm quickly learning the expectations of the committee and appreciate everyone's feedback here as we got ready for this meeting. So late today, I did send out a project summary as well as some backup documentation, and I'm going to go ahead and walk you through that now. If anyone has any questions as I'm going, feel free to interject. But our request that we're reviewing today comes to us from RDMJ LLC. The company is represented by Rosalind Honor. It is owned by 5 members of the Honor family, which also, and that group also happens to own Honor Commercial. And I'll get into the details on that in just a second. But the company is requesting a $15,000 grant from our Economic Development Fund. And I am supportive of that request. The company purchased the former YMCA building last month and intends to lease the building to Honor Commercial, which, as I mentioned, has common ownership with the real estate holding company. If you're not familiar with Honor, they're a local leader in the distribution and installation of commercial doors, windows, and storefront materials. They're planning to move all of their operations into the YMCA building and also significantly grow the company once they're there. So they'll be using the building for their administrative offices, their storage needs, assembly, and also distribution of their products. They're going to relocate 7 full-time employees to the site and plan to add an additional 7 full-time staff members at the facility over the next 3 years. I'm going to suggest that we consider their project into two sections. They've got the immediate improvements that they are planning to get started with right away. These total a little over $28,000. Basically, they're going to be painting on the inside and outside of the building, doing pretty extensive masonry work needed to install 2 truck door openings, and then the installation of the overhead doors for the truck doors. Long-term, which is over the next roughly 3 years, they're planning some additional extensive improvements to the building, including the installation of 2 truck docks, major concrete work, which will also include filling in the swimming pool within the building, parking lot resurfacing, and landscaping for a total investment of about $150,000. In talking with the company, this is a conservative number. They expect to actually be well above that with all of the other miscellaneous things that are needed out there. But for the purposes of this application, they are indicating about $150,000 total investment. They're seeking, as I mentioned, $15,000 from the Economic Development Fund.
Naomi.
Is now exiting.
I don't know if they are going to be receiving any bank financing for the project. So I currently have the balance of the project funded through owner equity, but I will check with them on that. In terms of their financial summary, the company is strong and projected to grow with over $1 million in sales and payroll of over $260,000. So, in summary, this is going to be a really great project for the community. We're going to see a vacant and also tax-exempt building return to productive use. It's going to start generating property taxes. It's going to start generating income taxes, and it gives this company a lot of room to grow. I will mention that the company is also seeking tax abatement through our enterprise zone program, which traditionally provides 75% abatement for 10 years. That's just on the new value that these improvements will create at the property. So if this commission is supportive of the $15,000 grant, that and the tax abatement will be presented to the city commission for their approval. So I will be happy to answer any questions that the committee may have, and I thank you again for your consideration and your feedback on this.
Jonathan, I'm sorry I missed it. What was the tax abatement? How much?
They've requested 75% for 10 years, which is the standard amount that the city's been providing to projects. It's also an amount that does not require school board approval, so the schools have been notified of that request.
I will say as a whole, or I guess I forgot, I was waiting for you to say stuff. So at this time, Jonathan has made his recommendation. Do we have any questions or comments for Jonathan? And I'll be honest too, I'm not sure who's all on the call because I don't know if I can see everybody or not.
Brendan and Greg are also on the call.
Greg, do you have anything?
No, I kind of guided this through the rezoning process, so I'm very familiar with the project and excited to see it happen. And they have been working with us throughout the summer, so there's been a lot of issues with communication just from in terms of staff turnover and other things, and they've been great the whole time, and we're really excited to have them here.
And Brennan? Was it Brennan? Really, I'm not sure if I know Brennan, so I want to see him on camera here.
Hi, it's Brendan. I'm the new law director.
Oh, yeah, we met Brennan last week. Sorry,
yeah.
Brennan.
Yeah. No, I don't have anything to add. I'm also planning on supporting the project.
Okay, great. I will say my thoughts are, I think it's great to activate that building. I was hoping someday it would be the clubhouse for the golf course, but hey. Where does Honor operate now? Do we know?
Yes, they are presently in Port Clinton.
Oh, okay. All right, so hearing all the comments, AbbyBemis, any comments?
I will mention that the family has some long roots here in Sandusky, and they did point out that it's always been their goal to return to Sandusky. So I know they're really excited to be making this move and being here in the community. I don't know if the company got its start here or if that's more the family members are from here originally. But I know that they're really excited to be coming to Sandusky.
Okay. I know there's Honor Fabricating, and I know that's Mark.
Has nothing
but-
to do with it.
Yeah, but just the family, and I know that
That's
they're.
why that's why
Yeah.
I'm conflict.
Yeah.
Paul,
right.
my only comment or question would probably be directed to Jonathan. I haven't seen this year's guidelines yet, so for the funding, do we have percentages of max assistance that we're considering? Is this the small business bucket? Like what? I think that would guide some of my opinion.
Yeah. Thanks, Abby. I did, we do have the application and the guidelines posted to the website, and I did streamline those a bit this year and essentially have only issued one set of guidelines and one application. But I do think it makes sense for us to continue to follow the rough parameters that were established in the past, which for the small business grants, which I think you could consider this to be, I believe we typically were looking for no more than 60% contribution from the city, which if you just look at the immediate improvements that they're looking to do, we do fall just under that 60%. Obviously, if you look at the total project that they're going to undertake over the next 3 years, we're much closer to the 10% project support level. So, if you consider kind of at the high end of their estimates on what they could be putting into this building over the next couple of years, you may be able to consider it a substantial redevelopment. But the reality is our funding is pretty limited this year, so we are trying to keep our involvement, to lower levels when possible. So that's where I think this amount makes sense.
Thank you.
Any other questions or discussions? And if not, I would entertain a motion. And
I'll
I'm
make a
specifically looking at Greg.
I'll make a motion to approve the grant request by Honor Commercial.
Second.
Second, motion and a second. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
I think you should call the roll.
Okay. Individual voting, you mean?
Yeah.
I can call the roll if you'd like.
That's awesome, yes, thank you.
Okay, Paul?
Hard to see who's on.
Yeah,
Paul?
I vote yay.
Al?
Abstain?
Greg?
Yes.
Brendan?
Yes.
And that's everyone.
All right, motion passed. Any further discussion on that one?
Okay, Paul, you lose the check.
I don't have to, Brennan, don't I have to relinquish it? He just can't take it back, right?
Sounds like a coup.
Yeah, man, that was quick.
Man, I told you, don't let it go to your head, Paul.
Dang.
The next item, which we've done on a number of the committees here in Sandusky, particularly like the finance, and once last year when we didn't know if we were going to be around or who was going to turn the lights out, at the end we were meeting on a monthly basis. Before that, we were meeting on a quarterly basis, and then we had one extra meeting to receive the audit. Okay, I'm looking at these meetings, and I would suggest that we go to either an every other month to start with. Obviously, we can always call a meeting. In other words, if all of a sudden you got bogged down and you had 10 applications and they needed an answer right away, it's not a difficult thing to call a meeting. I'm just going to make the suggestion, or at least throw it out to the committee members. we're going to be in and out of here in 10 minutes, and, Paul screwed around, so hey. No, that doesn't go into minutes. I would suggest we go to every other month at this stage, unless there's a reason that somebody feels strongly that we need to meet on a monthly basis. I'm sure you guys can find something to do. If not, I'll talk to Eric. Any feelings one way or the other, strong otherwise?
I'm all for every other or as needed, even as needed. I mean, maybe we calendar every other and then just
The
go.
reason I was going to the all other, Paul, at the beginning, oh God, I just had my senior moment. Our new director said that he's just now getting involved and he'd like to have a couple meetings. So I thought maybe we would have
Yeah.
one in May and skip the April one. And then see how much you get your feet on the ground and see, we're also going to know by then more on the financial side of it, whether or not there's any more money that's could be available. Who knows? We're hoping Michelle and Cedar Point's going to wave their magic wand, and all of a sudden we got so much money we don't know what to do with it. But I would go with every other month. We see how it works, and then go on a quarterly basis unless somebody has got a strong objection. Our time's valuable, everybody's. I mean, Paul and I are free.
I assume our pay remains the same.
I'm sorry?
Our pay remains the same.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna, just because I like you, Paul, 100% raise.
Double it. Perfect. Excellent. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
I agree.
I don't think it needs a vote. I think it just needs to be brought to everybody's attention. We will not have the April 13th meeting. And obviously, if something comes up in between, I think with all this, whatever we call this, I'm going to call it Zoom, we can get together pretty quick and go over something if need be. I don't hear any strong objections. If not, let's plan on doing that. So the April 13th meeting for sure is canceled. I don't know when the May meeting was, but let's put that out there on the calendar. And if for some reason you have no applications, we can always cancel that. Because I understand there's something called golf season in May.
Heard about it.
If nobody else has anything, is there any public on, or did we get anything? I don't know how don't they email us or do something?
Oh, that's a good question.
Jonathan, did you receive any public comments? I did not receive anything.
No, just some questions from Ms. Johnson, which those would have been answered when she received the summary that I sent out.
Would you repeat that one more time? I didn't hear you, Jonathan. I apologize.
I did get some questions from Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
And provided her with the summary of the project that included all the information she was asking about.
Okay. If that's the case, is it on our website that she can get it now?
So the information that she was asking for was stuff that was just emailed out at the last minute. So it's probably not on our website yet, but I will add it to the website.
There was an email address on the list. Roland Johnson, is that?
Yeah.
Missed
that's
it.
her.
Okay.
Yep.
Because when I responded to I didn't know who that person was, so I took them off. So
Yep.
I unfortunately knew who it was right away. If we have nothing else,
I have one more question.
absolutely, sir.
I did have a business owner call me and ask. They said that they didn't think that they could apply, or the website wasn't taking applications. Is that? I haven't gone to the website to check that, so I wasn't sure. Are we openly accepting applications? Is it through the web? How's it going there?
We are accepting applications. We do ask that interested businesses call our office and me specifically first. I think it's most productive for us to at least have a conversation, a pre-application conversation before they apply. So anyone here is welcome to refer potential applicants to me. I'm happy to talk them through the process and get them ready to submit an application. But we do have the application and the guidelines up on the city website.
Again, Jonathan, welcome to Sandusky.
Thank you. Thanks for everyone's time today.
Anything else, Paul?
That's it.
Anything else for anybody that's on the WebEx or Zoom or whatever call this is? If not, meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much for everybody attending.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Are we now? Are we all muted?